Welcome everyone to my new episode of Price Prediction for April 2024 on Bitcoin Cash. We're talking about this one that keeps up the volume, $600 million for the last 24 hours. It still wants to stay amongst the tops and it's pretty much enjoyed by the traders. Not the biggest crash in the past 7 days compared to the majority of the altcoins, so we're still sitting on 21%. We didn't cross that 30% mark. And I could say that for those of you that are finding some decent entries, we're looking at great prices at the moment, around $480. We are pretty much fine on spot trading or any form of low leverage discussion. Let's get into the BTC first before we talk about Bitcoin Cash, as it's important to have an overall market understanding and clear representation. We are finding our reaction on the demand zone. We pretty much came back into the wicks, taking out the liquidity below that. It's very interesting. Usually people that got into the markets during this phase will set a stop loss below the previous wick that we had at that moment, which means all those guys with yesterday's market movement and dip we had have been taken out. Since that, we've got two green candlesticks and a red one, and the current one which is still trying to build up as a green. So we're looking for seeing a decent buying pressure appearing at this time. What do we expect basically for BTC is to get into the top of the higher supply, which is still internally, and then at the limit of the supply, highest level over there, with a possibility of course to test it, testing it for a reason to do the breakout can extend into 77, 78, with a possibility of retracing at that point and continuing basically to recreate a structure, or you just pretty much fly above $100,000. It's important at that time to see the technical analysis and be able to predict the market step by step by taking it one at a time. It's not possible at 61 grand to tell you that the market will stop at 77 or it will get into $116,000 of course. The idea of such predictions is that their probability and efficiency level is very low with the speculation so high. There's probabilities sitting back and forth that can happen at this time, so I don't want to talk about that in that way, of course. Meanwhile, we do have the ability to speak about a current situation, which is definitely bullish. For those of you that check out the trading ideas on TradingView, you're gonna see 70-80% of the ideas published by people bearish at this very moment. Meanwhile, here in the top, their ideas were bullish, right? So this is a perfect indicator of their psychology, not of other things, just about the psychology of certain traders that are calling themselves traders. Of course, it's not the most difficult thing to do. And at the end of the day, if you are putting together some lines back and forth and you just print some indicators on your chart, draw things that might look interesting to someone that is not having the proper knowledge to understand that 90% of those things are wrong, might, believe you. The idea is that we're trying to portray the numbers of the market as the way it is. So before we continue, like the video and subscribe. We do have our BTC trade running around here. It's still above the $1 million in the profit. I'm not closing this one out at the moment, and I'm riding it quite nicely. If you want to be part of my trades, you can definitely do so without any prior fees, just a commission from the profits made, and then the one-on-one coaching if you care about your education. But I'll talk about these things at the end of the video, folks. Make sure to check this one till the end. Weekly candlesticks for Bitcoin Cash, which is a different perspective. Usually the weekly candlesticks are portraying things for many months ahead, including years. But I do wanted to share with you something important that I can pretty much see it around the corner here, is how we have been able in the past as well to see this massive ups and downs in Bitcoin Cash at the beginning of the previous bull market. The current situation is very similar. We're actually coming on a retracement that represents 40% so far. So this is not minor. This is not a retracement where you should expect another 20-30%, creating 60-70% retracements in bull markets. It is extremely unlikely. We're talking about a cryptocurrency that moved. So it's not one of those dead ones that didn't deliver anything. We're actually talking about a cryptocurrency that was $96 and then in 300 days pumped to 700 and so, which represents 640%. Definitely a movement that is pretty much giving the confidence level to people to re-entry at meaningful levels. Now, as we speak, we are dealing with one of those meaningful levels. It's a situation out here which is having basically the $480 mark. That was the previous number one extension Fibonacci. It was the previous structure top, and that's exactly where we came back into, taking the liquidity out with a very, very good probability to get back above the golden pocket of the upper structure and move into the number one extension of the top as well, reconfirming our 1.618 in our favor. With a possible retracement, you are going to get a market situation like that. Now, what do I share and speak about levels above $700? Just simply forget about. I'm going to put here a big X, forget about that. Simply predictions from this level for those periods and those prices, just like I said, are having a very high degree of speculatory side, and you just don't want to do that. No speculation on high degree, just speculation on high probability. Again, folks, we're dealing at a level here where the movements are expected to get back into the 620s, 630s. It's the 1.414 extension. You want to get straight above the golden pocket sitting on 550s and retrace back to 550s. So now what do I expect in April from Bitcoin Cash is to move above 550 and retrace back to it eventually. I just cannot get stuck at 550s, which means to get stuck at this level, right on the golden pocket between the two orange lines. I don't want to get stuck there, because if I'm going to get stuck there, there's a big probability to retouch the lower golden pocket on 350s, and that will be pretty much terrible for some of the cryptocurrencies. It will mean 70-80% retracement, not for the case of Bitcoin Cash, which will sit on 55, but others will have 70-80% retracement. If you do 70-80% retracement in the bull market, you are having a big trouble. Great, so that's where we are in a nutshell with a BTC Cash at the moment. Those are the expectancies we're having. Those are the situations with high probability, of course. Anything other is possible, but unlikely. So that's the idea that we are working with. Once again, folks, check out this video till the end to find out more about a coaching program and the done-for-you trading with our ChatGPT bot, and enjoy. And now I would like to talk for those of you that believe in education and care about their performance. So it's time to share more details about my one-on-one coaching program. This is done with me live, where I'll take you by hand, just like I said, and teach you how to trade from A to Z, which means starting from the mindset psychology side into the technical analysis, understanding the language of the market, encrypting the charts, and being familiar with the language in terms of what does the market communicates with you. Understand the whole process and then know how to react to those messages that the markets are delivering to you guys. Knowing how to react obviously is a sophisticated process. How to trade, when to trade, what to trade, when to exit, how to exit, and how to deal with an active trade. All the situations that are considered complex and a trader needs to know. Whether we talk about part-time or full-time trading, it doesn't matter. What matters is you need to increase your educational level in order to perform in the markets correctly and most likely in a predictable way. Trading is not gambling, not at all. Trading is a type of activity where a person is trading an asset when the probabilities of a direction are very high. So he has the ability to recognize those moments when a probability compared to the other, so a energy of bullishness or bearishness, is having a very strong possibilities of going into a direction. This is when a trader steps in and it is in advantage towards the market, so he's trying to make money with that. That's the whole idea of the process. It's definitely not something that has a very high level of unknown and random outcome at all the times. No, there are situations like that as well. I can confirm that. Been trading since 2014 full time, but the idea is that there are situations where the randomness or the unpredictability is not high. and that makes the spots for the traders. So check out the video to understand how does it work. Register now for a free conversation with me, a one-on-one coaching where I'll take you by hand between 4 to 6 weeks and teach you how to trade on Zoom conversations with homework, with exercises, with everything that is needed. Just like for the completely done for you on the trading side, if you'd like to be part of my trades, you can definitely do so without any prior fees. Just a commission from the profits we earn. Commission is paid by you every 7 days. This is my journey. You can check out the links in the description area, in the comments area for everything. It's completely done for you. We are using our ChatGPT bot for trading. It helps us to perform, it helps us to run the analysis, and it helps for the accuracy side. So it's done through API trading permission, and it's simple, straightforward. I can explain you more. Just reach out to me if you think this is a good option for you. Have a good time around it. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we'll talk to you soon.